Hey everyone, it's Mike Burge from the Nougat team. And in this episode, we are going to talk about inventory and what's going on with the market, not only nationally, but also here locally in Chattanooga. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Mike Burge from the Nougat team here at Keller Williams, and I am bringing to you today our Monday market report. So what I want to talk about today is what is happening in the real estate market across the nation, as well as what is happening in the real estate market here in the Chattanooga, North Georgia, Cleveland areas. So I'm going to kind of add all the statistics in from all the different things so you can understand exactly what's happening. And today I'm going to focus on inventory. So what is going on with the inventory in this area as well as in the nation? Everybody knows that the inventory has been going up. We are getting more homes to choose from on the market. But I want to really dig in and find out why. Why is the inventory going up? What are the statistics behind it? What is the driving forces? So in this video, we're going to go right through all that. Now, also, we are simultaneously shooting our podcast. So if you are listening to this on podcast, you can always go over to nougatteamchannel.com. It'll direct you straight to our YouTube channel so you can see some of the statistics that you might not be able to see on podcast. And if you're watching on video and you want to see it on podcast, just jump over to ChattanoogaRealEstateInfo.com/podcast. And you can subscribe there. We're everywhere. Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, everywhere you can find it, Chattanooga Real Estate Report. So without any further ado, let's get on to the information. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here with you. So I'm going to bring up my screen and kind of go through some of these statistics and slides. So here's what's going on. What we found is that the number of offers that we're receiving on listings has gone down. We've always been in this multiple offer situation for the last year, year and a half, where it just seems like every listing has so many offers on it, and it's a battle royale to get to buy a house. But we a few months ago, we were averaging about 5.5 offers per listing. That's a lot. 5.5 offers. Right now, we're down to about 4.2 offers per listing. Now, that is still a ton of offers. I don't think anyone's complaining that they're only getting 4 offers on their listing. So it's slowed down, but it's not stopped. And I want to make sure that I drive that home, that we haven't really stopped with the market. It is still booming. It is still going fast. It's just some of these little things have slowed down. Offers over asking price. We had a few months ago, 61% of all the offers that came in on listings across the nation were over asking price. And now we're down to 55%. So over half of the offers still coming in are over asking price. So whatever you hear about the market cooling, it's true. It is cooling, but it's not cold. There is a lot of stuff going on with the market right now. Sales have actually gone down a little bit, and we're seeing that because of the inflation factor that's happening in the country right now, and also with the mortgage rates rising, it's driving the sales down a little bit. But the inventory then is rising. So we are getting more homes to choose from. So for example, here in Chattanooga, at the Greater Chattanooga Association of Realtors, we had about 650 houses approximately a few months ago on the market. That's it, 650 out of this whole general area. Now we're up to about 1,200, 1,250. It keeps going up. So you almost have double the amount of houses on the market. And what I want to do is show you exactly why that's going on. And I'm going to pull some statistics in from National Association of Realtors, Realtor.com, a whole bunch of different places. But Mark Fleming, the chief economist for First American, he says this: there's been a pickup in inventory that we've seen recently, but it's not from a big increase in new listings, but rather a slowdown in the pace of sales. And remember that a month's supply measures the inventory of a sale relative to the pace of sales. Some inventory, the same inventory, fewer sales means more months supply. So this all comes into the absorption rate. So absorption rate is something we use to track whether it's a buyer's market, a seller's market, a balanced market. And that essentially says, so say there's 3 months of inventory. That means if not another house was listed in 3 months, we would be out of homes. They would all be bought. So that is your absorption rate. That tells you how much inventory we actually have. Anything under 6 months is considered a seller's market. Anything at 6 months is a balanced market. Anything over 6 months is considered a buyer's market. Now, we haven't seen a buyer's market since 2012. So our balanced market, buyer's market since 2012. So it's been a long time since we've seen that. So we've seen a lot of sellers markets going on. So let me flick now to a little bit of statistics. Now, this is brought to us by the National Association of Realtors. The green bars represent 2021. The blue bars are 2022. And this is how many new monthly listings are coming in the United States. Now, this is in thousands, obviously. So, but what you'll notice is in April and May, we have had as many, if not more, listings coming on the market now. And the inventory is going up, but it's not a lot to make the inventory double. It's just a slight bit more. And really, if you look over January, February, March, it pretty much balances out as the same as what happened last year. Okay, so what's causing all of this inventory? So what is happening is the existing home sales is going down. Now, when I say going down, that doesn't mean it's going down extremely. It's just going back down to regular levels. So 2017, 2018, 2019, good sellers markets, great real estate market. Nobody's complaining about the market. It was in great shape, selling 5.5 million, 5.3 million, 5.3 million. Then we go a little bit nutty with the pandemic and all of that. 2020, 2021, the numbers just absolutely shoot up. And that was what was causing such a low inventory, was the sales were so high and the listings were relatively the same. So now what we've done is this orange bar is what we're projecting, or what the National Association of Realtors is projecting for the rest of the year and the number of sales. And 5.4 million is about average to 17, 18, and 19. So we're back down to actual normal levels, which is allowing our inventory to rise. Homes are still being listed at a great pace, but they're not selling at a ridiculous pace. They're just selling at a good pace. So that's causing our inventory to go up. So Lawrence Yoon, the chief economist for National Association of Realtors, says home sales have essentially returned to levels as we've seen in 2019, prior to the pandemic, after 2 years of gangbuster performances. And that is exactly what we're seeing out of the numbers. So when you look at the inventory, these are the monthly active inventory that's been going on. And you'll notice the gray bar, the light blue bar, and the medium blue bar at the top. Those were the normal years, the 2017, 2018, 2019. Beginning of the year, that it's a little lower. As we get into the summer months, it goes up in inventory across the country. And then at the end of the year, it goes down. That is the way it always works. But you'll notice how weird it got in 2020. So it started out normal, and then nobody was listing houses, with all of the people being, homebound or just choosing not to list during the pandemic, all of that. It caused our inventory just to totally take a dip. And then you see that pick up in 2021 with the green line, and it stayed down. So we had a little bit of pickup toward August, September, right when it always does, just like it did in 17, 18, and 19. It's just that the numbers had been driven so low from 2020 that we just didn't have a lot of inventory. And then we pick up again with the dark blue line. That is this year. The dark blue line is giving us, we're going back up a bit, and you're going to notice that that blue line has now crossed over the green line, and it is going to continue up. The inventory will continue to gain, which is a good news for a lot of people, for everybody. So for buyers, all those buyers that were out there that just got so frustrated because they couldn't buy a house. They're getting outbid by cash bids, and they're getting outbid with ridiculous things like waiving home inspections and waiving appraisals and all that crazy stuff. Now, with the inventory coming into the market, you're going to have, number one, a better pick of homes because there may be something that matches what you like a little bit more. And also there'll be less people attacking it because there are more inventory and more houses to choose from. So if you've gotten out of the market in the past, I would definitely recommend jumping back in, giving it a try, seeing if you can find that perfect house. I know the interest rates have gone up, but it still is a great investment in your future owning a home. Now, also on the seller side, though, remember that we're still in a seller's market. We do not expect it to not be a seller's market. We don't expect it to flip over 6 months of inventory. We expect it to go back to 2017, 2018, 2019 levels, which is a good market, which means you're going to continue to gain equity in your house, which is good. And it's just going to flatten a little bit. It's not going to be at that ridiculous pace that we just got done with. So let's continue on here. Active inventory continued to grow, rising 21% above a year ago. In other words, we're starting to add more options, but the market needs even more before home shoppers have a selection that's roughly equivalent to pre-pandemic housing market. Danielle Hale, chief economist, Realtor.com. And that's what we just saw in that graph. The blue line, the dark blue line was going up, but it's not quite there yet. It's not up to where the inventory that we usually expect to see. So these statements from these chief economists are just backing up all our numbers. So Realtor.com originally forecasted that we were going to gain 0.3% inventory over the 2022. They have changed their whole outlook with the change in the mortgage rates and the change in inflation that people didn't expect. And we are up to 15% gain in inventory. That's a large gain, but not a huge gain. It's enough to get us back where at least you're getting a choice on houses. So this is a very good thing for everybody. Back to Mark Fleming again. We should start to see less competition, fewer bidding wars, and therefore less upward price pressure. In fact, a simple analysis shows that a 1 month increase in the month's supply results in a 3% decline in annualized house price growth. And our preliminary house price index is already showing a moderation in house prices in April. And we're always looking backwards to April so we can see what was happening, so we can try to predict what's going to happen in the future. So as we were on less than a month's worth of inventory. I mean, our absorption rate was under a month at one time. So if you go from under a month to under 2 months to under 3 months of inventory, still seller's market, we're under 6 months. That's 2 months more worth of inventory, which would be a 6% decline in the annualized housing percentage growth. But that doesn't mean that the home value isn't still growing. It just means it isn't growing at 16% or 18% or some ridiculous number that we had going in 2020, 2021. It'll probably only be growing at 8% is what we're thinking that percentage is going to be. You're going to get 7% of growth depending on where you're at and what your area is. So your home is still growing in value, even though all these homes are coming on the market. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's happening with the inventory. I do want to point out that you can reach out to us at any time, 844-NUGA-HOME. That's 844-666-4246. We could answer any questions that you might have about what's going on with the market. What's your house value? Happy to help you out. It's free, no charge. We'll come out, give you an idea what your house is worth. And hopefully that'll help you in giving you options of what you want to do in case you want to make a move or if you just want to refinance or whatever it might be. You can always also check us out, www.chattanoogarealestateinfo.com. You can get on our website. You can search for homes there. Lots of information. You can find in there these weekly reports. You can find these there. lots of different things you can get. So ChattanoogaRealEstateInfo.com. If you want to check out our podcast, we want you to be able to find us on all the different platforms. So you could jump into Apple and iTunes. We're there, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, any place you can possibly think of. Our podcast is there. Just look for the Chattanooga Real Estate Report, and you'll find a lot of information and some past podcasts there. And also, if you want to check out our YouTube channel, nougateamchannel.com, it will take you straight to our YouTube channel. Lots of great information also there. We are happy to come help you out. And remember, with the Nougat team, your home sold guaranteed, or we'll buy it. So give us a call and let us help you out. And just give us a call at 844 Nougat Home. Start packing.